Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. We're okay. First of all, you've been kind of like irritated since you've gotten here.
That's because you always put it off to the very last
No, I
minute.
don't. Look, first of all, I don't have to adjust anything. Like everything is fine right now, and I really feel like you should, like,
I'm a Virgo. I need to feel in
acknowledge that.
control.
Well, here's the thing. So you're somebody who has said recently, like, oh, on time is late, but you used to regularly be late when I was a kid, all the time.
Maybe because it was your fault.
Excuse you, it was not my fault. You were regularly late to like everything. Anyway,
because you were always dragging.
I was not.
My grandma's there.
You weren't even there, so I don't even want to hear it. All right. So anyway, hi everybody. How are you doing? I'm really tired and somewhat irritable too, but you can't tell it from my face. You know why? Because I'm bringing it.
I was up all night watching.
Watching what? Black Panther?
No, I have to save that for another time. I was watching
Lovecraft Country, which is such a good show.
Yeah, but that's next episode.
It's the one with Jessica Biel. She's the executive. It was actually, it's very psychologically dramatic.
I don't like Jessica Biel.
I don't either.
All right.
Well, it's because she married, what's his name?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Well, anyway.
It doesn't matter because
But
Justin Timberlake knows how I feel about him.
I finished watching.
Hi, Alicia. My mom is acting real.
I'm not.
She's not.
I finished watching 2 seasons of, what's that thing that you were talking about on Imani State of Mind?
Hunter is good. See, told you.
I saw it before. I just watched the same 2 seasons all over again because I had to escape reality this week. It was too difficult.
Well, so first of all, I think I've told you guys about Murder Minute, this app that I'd like download and read, and they present like 2 serial killers a day. It's really, really good. No, but can I say something? Like the reason why I do that honestly is because, I don't deal with serial killers on the day to day, but I do deal with people that are, can be considered to be disturbed and have had like really severe issues in the past. So I like to just kind of,
Have you dealt with a serial killer?
Have what?
Have you dealt with a serial killer?
Have me double as
Have you ever dealt with a serial killer?
Why are you yelling at me?
I told you he mumbles.
I do mumble.
Have I ever dealt with a serial killer? No, I haven't.
What about a murderer?
Yes, lots of murderers. Yeah. In any case, hi everybody. Thank you for my thank you, Sharon, for my head wrap. Okay, so anyway, you were saying that you watched Mindhunter before?
I did.
And then you wanted to watch it again. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I watched both seasons again. It was good. Those guys are very strange.
Did you know about the McDonald triad? Like, remember, what's his name? Ed, or like one of the FBI guys, like he's very like,
the portly one.
Yeah. So he and his wife adopted this kid, and the kid, he was wetting the bed. And then he.
I thought he was autistic. He's not autistic.
No, like apparently, like they're basically ramping it up because he's showing characteristics of being a serial killer in the future. Like he's bedwetting.
Yeah.
I don't know about killing animals, but there was this, I'm not going to spoil it, but there was like an incident he was involved in where someone was killed. And then there's something else that I don't remember, the McDonald's triad. If anybody can Google it right now, please do that. So you watched Mindhunter because you needed to escape from reality.
Yeah,
What's been going on?
Well, what hasn't been going on?
I do.
I mean,
what do you mean?
First, all this stuff that's happening with the man who's occupying the White House.
Trump.
And the stuff that he's been saying and doing and encouraging people to do. Then, that kid, the 17-year-old who shot the 3 people in Portland, killing 2.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really interesting is that of late, when I'm seeing pictures of some of the people who are being arrested here by LAPD for the looting,
right,
It's a bunch of white kids.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say kids. Bunch of white people.
Yeah.
And then the guy,
because we're not kids when we're kids,
right?
White people are kids well into like their 30s. So
the guy in Portland who killed those 3
white people,
killed 2 white men and wounded one. Those were all white people. And it's feeling like
the start of the boogaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What's a boogaloo?
A boogaloo is basically a race war. So when I heard what happened last week in terms of, I don't remember that person's name who killed those 2 people, those 2 other white people. But it started to really like, I mean, I don't think, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist type of person, but it seemed like what I guess these, racist white people are trying to do or instill is like, oh, so you want, all y'all white people want to be down with Black Lives Matter? Well, y'all can get killed too. Like, that's how I read it. So
me too.
But, at the end of the day, and I've said this before, like when it comes to this situation going on in this country, like I'm totally down for allies, but this is a white people problem. Like y'all got to work that out. Like I've said and done enough on my own. Black people are really tired. Like we're always tired, but like I'm tired. So white people, y'all got to work that on y'all. So that's all I really got to say about that. Also, the Republican National Convention was last week, and then
that's what I'm saying.
That woman Nikki Haley. She's Indian, right?
Yeah, that ain't her name.
I know that's not her name, but I'm saying I was like, wow, look at you. You totally transfixed yourself into a whole white woman. Look at you, girl.
No, she ain't a white woman.
But I'm saying she's trying to act like she got her lips all thin and she got the white woman hair.
Like the world can't see this. Like we don't know who don't know that she's not a white woman. She's the only one who doesn't know that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there's some topics that we were going to discuss.
And then we should also mention
yes. Brandy and Monica.
The untimely death.
Oh, yes.
Chadwick Boseman. I mean, that for me, that was that's very sad. And particularly when you
have kids.
Learn that he has known and was deliberate in trying to do as many wonderful things as he could in the short time that he had.
Well, he was just running around and being Black Panther and being in Avengers. And I was like, and you had colon cancer the whole time?
Jackie Robinson, he was in 42. He was James Brown.
Yeah.
He was Thurgood Marshall.
Did you see there was an article in the Washington Post yesterday about parents some parents had opted to tell their kids who were really into Black Panther and had figurines and Black Panther posters all over there. Right. But what I'm saying is some parents opted to not tell their kids because they were like, listen, I'm not going to deal with COVID and have this 4-year-old completely just beside himself when, I'm just trying to get through the day to day. But I mean, I thought about like, oh, should I tell Idris? But I mean, he's 13. So I figured you would, you would be okay. Like, how did you feel because I texted you. Mm-hmm. I mean, Idris, do you remember when down the street, you were at the cafe and you were like, oh my God, it's T'Challa.
Oh, yeah,
and you were texting me and I was like, yo, go say hi to him. And you were like, I don't know.
You were at Aroma. And he's like, oh my
God,
he's here. And I was like,
go say hi to him. Everybody says he's
happy to have you say hi.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Next,
how did you feel about,
Black Panther dying?
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of sad because I thought he wasn't able to complete the second movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you took him.
I took him
to see
Black Panther, and then we had a really good time.
And then Roosevelt and I took him, and we went to the ArcLight.
I fell asleep.
And we went into we went on the line to get popcorn. This is what Idris does. He goes, Wakanda forever. And we were like, okay. And then he stood and he said he looked around, he said out loud, he said, there are a lot of colonizers here.
Like, good job, Idris. That's how I know you're my child.
We were like, well, okay.
Well, also, like, I remember after we saw the movie, I was like, yeah, what do you think about the Dora Milaje? And Idris was like, well, it was cool because it was like a bunch of my moms. It was like a bunch of,
And you were one of them on Halloween.
Well, actually, I was Shuri. I was his sister. because she's a scientist, and also the Dora Milaje outfits were like, I don't know, I didn't really like them as much as Shuri's outfit, but that was the first movie that I saw that was like a superhero movie that I was like really like crying, like, this is so amazing. Oh my God, I thought I would never see that.
But the thing that was wild about that movie, as much as I loved it, and you know that I love,
well, you were so mad about Avengers.
When the next one came out, I mean, we just got Wakanda, right. And then the next movie comes out and Wakanda is obliterated.
Right.
It's wiped off the face of the planet. It's like, oh, y'all did it to us. That's like having the first person die in the movie be the black guy.
But you know what? When I was watching Black Panther yesterday, because I really hadn't seen it in like probably over a year. And when I was watching Black Panther yesterday, I was like, y'all found a way to sneak a white person in this movie and have them live the whole way through.
Who was it?
Remember the CIA dude?
Oh, yeah.
I was like...
Well, he was very forgettable.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just like, they don't do us like that.
Well, because we don't own Hollywood.
Well, yeah.
So okay. I then read that Roland Martin had, a whole thing about should the T'Challa role be recast. And I read that the comic series has him die.
Oh.
And that, is this his name? Shuri?
Shuri, yeah.
And Shuri actually becomes Black Panther. And I also saw something that said that when they cast him, Marvel knew that he had.
Oh, see.
They already knew.
Well, I figured they might, like, it might be contractually, they need to know. I mean, you know more about that than I do.
Because I consume this.
Well, I'm saying because you deal with contracts and stuff.
Consume.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So.
You want to talk about something lighter? How was the Verzuz?
It was boring. It was so boring. Okay.
I didn't watch it because that's not my generation.
I mean,
I kind of like.
Did you watch the Beanie Man Bounty Man one? Bounty Man, Bounty Killer one? Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I watched the one that messed up. Which one was that? The one that was really
Teddy
bad.
Riley.
Oh my God! I was like, is it me?
Well,
can they pay somebody to
no, it was because Teddy Riley, like tech wise, he really was like, oh, let me get a band.
And Babyface was all there, and he was like, I'm ready.
But I think Babyface was like was sick or like had just gotten over COVID.
He had been. He was sick.
Teddy Riley was doing
and
so much.
He was all good and all professional and stuff. And
then here comes Teddy Riley.
And I was texting. I actually texted. I went to the website and texted, and it felt to me like they read me saying, the audio is not working.
Everybody.
The audio is not, but they were texting it on this. I went to another route.
What route?
I went onto their website.
Yeah, Teddy Riley's website. Or the Verzuz. What do you mean? Which website? Instagram? Or because Teddy Riley was trying to do it through his website and it kept crashing.
I was doing it through Instagram.
Right. Yeah. No, everybody was like, this is messed up. So here's what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is the only good Verzuz that we've had so far has been the Beanie Man Bounty Killer one. Why? Because Jamaicans. Because
I saw that one.
Yes. Okay. Of course you did. Because Verzuz, these concerts are supposed to be sound clashes. Jamaicans always like a sound clash is like second nature. So that being said, like even when it starts like, okay, we're gonna do it at 6 o'clock. Let's say it starts 6 o'clock. They had DJs and everything to get a hype, and then they came out and then they performed their songs.
That, right
now, what Brandy and Monica just did, basically, they took it back to like what they did in the very beginning, which was like what was it? The 112 Jagged Edge one where it was like, oh, we're both on our laptops and I'm gonna play this song and I'm gonna play this song.
They played their music.
It was so no. It was like I thought they would perform, but I was like, this is a bunch of church aunties getting together and talking about. On top of that, it was boring.
That's not my generation, right? But I saw that. Oh, and they may even talk about what created the feud, and I was like,
I know what created the feud.
Oh, what was it?
Because so let's go back to 98
with that?
Because it's crooked and I can't fix it. Okay, so listen, here's what happened. So let's go back to 98. First of all, Brandy, was doing her thing and so was Monica, but Brandy honestly was doing better in terms of pop culture wise because she had Moesha, she was in movies, blah, blah, blah.
And our brother was doing, what's her name?
No, her brother wasn't doing what's the name yet. Okay. So anyway, this is 98. He wasn't.
He was getting bribed to do what's
Here's what happened. So back in 98, so they were like, okay, let's do, Boy Is Mine or whatever. Now, I like Brandy and she has more hits, but Brandy was really like goody two shoes to me. And I really like Monica, like attitude wise better. So what happened was they got into a fight at the VMAs, right? They got into this fight
over
the fact that, like, Monica was like, I'm not feeling you.
Oh, because I'm not feeling you, I'm gonna fight you.
I mean, yes.
Please, get out of here.
I mean, I'm just anyway, listen. So in any case, I think like Monica like hit Brandy and Brandy had to maybe like wear her braids over her eye. If I'm going from memory, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. Anyway, so then today when you saw them, right? Oh, so let's go forward because I just looked this up like an hour ago. So at Essence Fest, Brandy actually took Boy Is Mine and changed the lyrics to the song Is Mine.
Brandy did that to Monica's music?
Well, it was both their songs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either, but I was like, that's mad petty. So then I go on, to see the Verzuz concert. And it's like, Brandy was like, oh, I'm sorry if I did that because, that was very shady and blah, 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 blah.
That's how they resolved it today?
It was, I was like, this is boring. I wasn't expecting for them to fight, but I was like, are y'all going to sing? Also, big ups to Monica because I could never get into pleather pants like that. I think you need a lot of powder.
Oh, was that shade?
No, I'm serious. Like when you wear vinyl clothes, you have to like put powder on.
Do you wear vinyl clothes?
No, but I have on this pleather skirt from the Gabrielle Union collection from New York and Company song. Do you want to see it? Here.
Well, not if it's pleather.
Well,
my generation doesn't.
Look,
we don't
look
do
at
pleather.
this. Isn't this cute?
Mm.
It's nice, right?
It looks like leather.
Let me see.
Don't.
It smells like pleather.
You smell like pleather, okay? Anyway, whatever.
In fact, you know what they call it in China?
Nobody asked.
PU.
You a PU, so.
You know what PU stands for? Polyurethane. They call it PU.
PU.
I'm glad you're so amused by yourself. Anyway, whatever. So
listen,
it was mad boring.
You got enough money if you're going to
I
put
liked
on that.
this skirt.
It looks like leather from a car.
And it's warm here in LA. When am I wearing leather?
Okay, you're right.
Okay, thank you. You smell like
We'll just
leather.
continue eating cows and use the byproducts.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry I have on a plastic skirt.
Mm.
Anyway, but legit, like Monica, big up to you because I could never it just looked hot and just
Big up. You just said that was boring.
no, I said her pleather pants though.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I'm like
It's all wrapped up in
no,
the
it
package.
looks dumb hot. Okay, so
Did we get any questions?
well, no, I have a little cheat sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so thoughts on the Verzuz battle. We talked about that. Favorite songs by the artist. I actually really like Monica. I like Brandy. I like the Boy Is Mine.
Do you know either of them? Yeah, I do, but I.
So okay. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So Brandy got jams because y'all are not contributing this part of the conversation. So Brandy got jams, and so I had to ride with Brandy, but it was really boring. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back because if y'all know how to act, then we can continue with this. Okay. Anyway, it's so annoying. All right. So. Did you hear about Adele? Why are you sucking your teeth?
With her bantu?
Who bantu knots?
And the Jamaican flag on her boobies? I have a theory about this.
But is it, wait.
I have a theory about this.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So my theory is corpulent white girl.
She's not fat no more.
Let me finish my theory. Corpulent white girl, right? Then loses a whole human being.
You know what?
I'm not finished. She loses.
You need to finish,
She
or else
loses a whole human being and sees that she has a shapely body under there. Then the next thing she wants to do is pretend she's a black woman.
Okay,
That's what
you're-
happened.
But you're really like
That's what happened.
that's a reach.
I'm okay with her being
That's a
corporate.
reach.
That is not a reach. As soon as she got shapely with curves, and that look,
She
I
was
look like a
curvy
black woman.
before.
She was corpulent before. Now
they were
she's shapely.
they were supposed to have had the carnival in her hometown, and she was doing her own little carnival. And can I just say that what is the motto of Jamaica?
I'm talking about the Bantu knots.
What is the motto of Jamaica?
I don't know.
The Bantu knots. Out of many one.
Is Adele shaped like a crab leg?
I mean, no, Adele is not shaped like a crab leg, but you know who is shaped like a crab leg?
Who?
Taylor Swift. No,
About
get
the ones
her.
in Lovecraft Country?
No. Oh, you mean that white woman on Lovecraft Country? I was
Wait.
like, she has a concave booty. I don't know what's going on.
I am saying that as soon as she has a voice, okay.
Yes.
But as soon as she got down from
No, that's
that
not
large
true.
Imani,
That's not true. First of all, do you follow Adele?
you
No,
could
you don't.
have
You
put.
followed.
I don't have a problem with having the Jamaican flag on her boobies.
But
I'm
you're-
talking about the hair thing.
But you're late.
What is that?
That's okay. We're not talking about the hair. Yes, she was wrong with the hair
I'm
thing.
talking about the hair.
Okay, fine.
We're
We can
talking
agree
about
on
the
that.
hair thing.
Okay, great.
The point is that Adele actually did not just lose a bunch of weight and then boom, she was in like a Jamaica a bikini.
I saw the one where she lost a bunch of weight and people were like, "Oh, who's that?" They didn't even recognize her.
Well, okay. I mean, she looked nice though.
I'm not saying she didn't. I'm saying I'm up on that. I saw that. That was appropriate.
You just want to be mad today. All right.
I don't want to. I want her to not.
Tell
I want-
Adele how you feel.
I want you to wear your own hair and not ours. Okay, that's what I want. I want you to stay in your lane about your hair.
Get your own hair.
Get your own hair. There you go.
All right. All right. I mean, I'm
Caribbean. We know nothing about the name Bantu nuts. You know what? And they call it something else in Jamaica, which I don't call because it's not a good name.
Is it like a nigger?
No.
Okay. I was like, please God.
I will say because it's not that it's a bad word, but they call them Chinese bumps.
Chinese
Chinese bumps.
Chinese buns.
Because bumps.
Well, Brandon said buns. Chinese bumps.
Is Brandon Jamaican?
Are you Jamaican?
I have a passport and a citizenship.
I believe I have a passport
She's
that
so
doesn't-
mad today. Just
She's not mad. She's
let's
grandma.
just get through this. Okay.
Corkscrew is what we call it,
And she
Chinese
says
buns.
Chinese buns.
Mm,
Explain your thoughts on Kamala Harris not being black enough. I think we talked about that last time. I don't really feel like talking about that right now.
and I don't either. And she's more than black enough. So let's just,
I don't really know what's happening.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. My kitchen diary. What have I been eating? Well, first of all, what have you been eating?
I made black bean soup, and
Look
I've
at
had it
how
3
much
days in a
nicer
row.
she is now.
Mm-hmm. I made black bean soup,
I
and
can't
I
eat
ate it
beans.
3 days in a row, and it's yummy.
Yummy. Yummy.
And then I made a vegetable soup. You know my favorite food. I told you last time or another time ago. My favorite food
is plantains and those thick potato wedge French fries that I don't like.
plantains and French fries. But I absolutely love soup. Any kind of soup. I love soup. So I like to make a lot of soups and stews.
I can't eat beans, so I don't. I mean,
Why
I
not?
like because it messes with my stomach. It makes me too gassy.
No,
Mhm.
they have something called Beano.
I know, but it's just. I mean, I got IBS issues. It's too. It's too blah, blah, blah,
That's because
blah.
you got on that PU.
You know what? This is what happens when we have this too late. People want to come over and act real like angry and irritable, but it's fine. All right. So, what have I been making? Thanks, Imani. So I got an air fryer. Listen, so I've been making plantains in my air fryer that have been really good. I've also made fried chicken last week and it was a bomb. Okay, here's the thing about air fryers. When I literally looked into it and I was like, this is a stove
With a fan.
with a fan.
Yeah. And why you mad about
Because
that?
I paid $100 on sale on Amazon. I was like, this ain't nothing but a little
Is it making
range in the fan.
Is it making you happy while you're cooking and all that stuff?
Is it
Is it
kindling
making
joy?
you happy?
Is it making putting smile?
This is the last time we're gonna do a later show because we should have just done the show because Brandy and Monica was dumb late. I mean, it was dumb boring, and now it's later on in the evening, and my
And by
mom
now
is
somebody's
wildin'.
usually having a nap.
I mean, I actually did take a nap before this because I was mad tired. What else did I make? Thanks for asking. I made, what did I make?
What did she make, Idris?
I don't know. She just made chicken.
Oh, you were at my house.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
You were at my house.
well,
you were here last week.
All I remember is you made chicken, and I went to my grandma's house, and she had chicken and baked beans, and they were good.
Yeah.
What about my chicken, Idris?
And I mean, when I first bit into it, it kind of tasted like peanut butter, but then it tastes pretty good.
Peanut butter.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It
And he
tasted like
said it
peanut
was
butter
good.
for a split
He said it was
second.
good.
Okay.
No, I'm not putting the camera back on my mom because she wilding. And
I have a
also-
Ninja air fryer too.
Well,
I
have
love
a
it.
Ninja
And mine has
air
the,
fryer. It's right over there.
Does yours have the pressure cooker attachment? Because the pressure cooker, you pig.
Yup, because you're getting on my nerves.
The pressure cooker attachment, you can make oxtails in an hour and 15
That's
minutes.
crazy. Tell us more about that.
I would love to hear more about that.
I would love to hear more about oxtails. My eyelashes look really nice, actually.
No, they don't. They
Yes,
look
they
bizarre.
do. You're bizarre.
They look like
Anyway,
caterpillars on
no.
your face.
Will it turn
No.
to cocoons? Will it turn to butterflies?
Ooh.
No, it's not going to turn to butterflies.
Okay.
It didn't taste like peanut butter.
I had a split second of peanut butter.
That's Idris.
Did you put a batter? I mean, any kind of a batter or breading?
Yes.
I can't.
And what was it made from?
It was made from delicious things, and I can't say it because it's a secret.
It's not a secret.
I mean, I used cassava flour. It turns out really good because you don't have to batter. You don't have to dip it in egg first. So
I never
thanks,
dipped it in
Danielle.
Egg first.
My eyelashes do look always nice. Thanks.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So, but didn't you make what's it called? Like croquettes in your air fryer?
Salmon croquettes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like salmon.
Hell yeah, Danielle loves your eyelashes. How does fried chicken taste like peanut butter? Yeah, LOL.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You wanna know why?
Mine tasted
It
like
tasted like curry.
mine tasted
Because I
black
put a
people.
little bit
fried chicken
of
black people
curry
fried
in the
chicken.
batter. Like I season the batter and I put a little bit of like this Jamaican curry that Alicia got for me. Thank you. In the batter. It really brings out like it's a nice flavor.
It kind of tasted like peanut butter. Sure.
It didn't.
I like curry chicken.
So
But I don't know that
yesterday,
I want curry fried chicken.
Yesterday, I had slow pan. I had made cabbage. I tried to make this one dish that was from Bon Appetit, and it was Are you on your phone?
Yeah, because you keep turning.
Well, because you keep whiling.
I want to talk about something.
Me too.
So I don't know if my friend Pat Jordan is on.
Hi,
But
Pat. Please
I don't
come
know
get
if
your
she's on.
friend.
But Pat on my big girls call last week. 12 of us, we've been friends forever, and we get together every week on Zoom. And Pat asked about some kind of surgery that can be done. It's like you tighten up your
Oh God,
muscles
no,
so that
mm-mm.
you
I'm
don't
not
have to
having
go
this
to the bathroom as often. And I was like, why do you want to do that? Well, because
Does she pee when she sneezes?
No, but she pees in the middle. She gets up a lot in the middle of the night. She
I
said,
have to pee like all the time, and it'll be like trip. And thanks a lot, Idris, because that happened after
and
I had
I
to push it
said
out
to
of my body.
I said to them, "What about Kegels? Is everybody doing Kegels?"
I'm doing them right now.
Well, and that's what they said. And I said, well, those actually you can't tell if they're being effective. You're supposed to do them midstream. While you are urinating,
like
you
doing all
Kegel. Well, that's
I'm not.
That's why
I'm
you
not
have
trying to have.
drips.
You're a little drip. Okay, let's just start there. First of all, a Kegel is
It's an
when
exercise that men can't do, but
yes,
women
they can. Men can do Kegels. You know when you pee and like you have to like bear down a little, like you get the pee out. A Kegel is when you're actually using your pelvic floor muscles to stop the flow. Like, have you ever tried to pee and then you stopped?
Oh yeah, but it hurts a lot.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
How can you tell him it doesn't hurt? It might hurt him.
It doesn't hurt.
it'll start to hurt. It's like building.
Imani, you are not in his body. Do not tell him
I'm
it
a
doesn't hurt.
doctor.
You are not a man. You're not a male.
I'm a doctor, and I've never heard of that.
Well,
I've never heard of that.
You know what?
Okay, excuse me. Informal
Oh
poll,
my God.
Brandon. If you
not let her
have you
shut
ever
up.
tried to stop midstream and did it hurt? I don't. I'm gonna say no, but
Well,
I mean,
you
do
know
what you
what?
want to do.
You don't have a urethra.
Yes, I do, and do you? I'm a whole. You know what? I'm a whole doctor. No. You know what? It's Imani show. I'm not doing this no more.
I'm a doctor.
I don't have a urethra. You are wilding right now. You are wilding right now. No. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe your friend needs surgery because you don't have a urethra.
That could be.
Oh my God. You all are wilding.
It strengthens the pelvic floor significantly.
No,
exactly.
it says try bar. Is it ballet? Is it French? Is it French? Hey, Mom, say Louis Vuitton real quick.
For me?
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
You're doing it better, but sometimes you're like, I'm gonna grab my Louis Vuitton. I'm like, you know what? I want you to stop.
Louis Vuitton.
Like, I'm going to Cannes Film Festival. Like, you know what? It's
You know what?
canned.
Just because you're ignorant.
I'm not ignorant.
Just because you are ignorant and make peanut butter tasting fried chicken.
Brandon said, yes, it can hurt because the pee is coming out fast sometimes, and he does Kegels daily. You don't do Kegels at all, so you can take back your class.
He said he did do that. He stopped it midstream and it hurt. And you told him it does not hurt.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's like rapid fire.
No, she's saying it properly, but my mom be doing I'm Louis Vuitton. I'm like, really? It's Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
In America. In America, but in France.
In which America? Because this is North America.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Then there's Central, Latin, and South America.
In the United States of.
Much better. Call it United States.
Yay. You are like mad disagreeable.
No, because when you say America, it makes it
I
sound
said it
like
a certain way, like America. Like
you
that's,
said it on the third try.
Jesus Christ. Do y'all have any questions for
Imani,
her? I'm
calm
done.
down. Do y'all have any questions for us? Because
I have questions.
What's a question from you?
You know what? Go ask her questions because I'm done. I'm
I have stuff
tired.
happening in my life.
What's going on in your life, Idris?
Oh, my webcomic series.
Oh yeah, your webcomic
I
series.
got like 2,000 views in the first
2,000.
That's a
1.5
lot.
weeks.
Oh, nice. What's your web comic called?
Rock's Adventures on Webtoons.
Webtoons.com.
Yeah.
Rock's Adventures. You heard,
ROCK''S?
Yeah.
you heard it here first. So
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
there you go.
How's virtual learning going? So
He's not in
he didn't
school
start
yet.
School yet.
Yeah, he's not in school yet.
It's private school, so
Next week. I think like next Thursday.
Next week.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to stop going to sleep at like 1-2 o'clock in the morning.
I can change.
So I have a passport to another country.
Okay, Mom, you keep talking about this. You know
I have a
that if we try to move to Jamaica, what am I gonna do? I'm not licensed over there.
You could do
This
that.
is because my mother has previously said back in 2016, oh, if Trump wins, we have to leave and go to Jamaica. Like we have to leave.
Right.
And so now she's saying this again. I'm like, well, I mean, okay, we can leave, but I'm not going to have no job.
I didn't say we have to leave.
Yes, you did.
I said we need to be ready to leave.
And okay, and now so we're ready to leave, and then what? We just go back home?
Why don't you go to Jamaica for a while to get licensed there?
Because it doesn't work that way. I'd have to go to a like medical school out there. I'd have to do like a residency or something.
How long would that take?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
all of this is because I know that there are nations in Africa who that will award citizenship, dual citizenship. So it's not you giving up your U.S. citizenship, but dual citizenship with their nation if you're African American. I just think that people should, have options available to them, because I'm very concerned about what I'm seeing and they're saying. And my husband, who is African American from New Orleans, and I believe he's a third or fourth generation, he says, we're not going nowhere. And I'm like,
Because here's the thing, right? Okay, counterpoint. Black people have been here for what, 401 years, right? And we've been through, collectively a lot of foolishness. And I just kind of feel like, you know what? Like, yeah, we can leave. Like, yeah, and Black people do bounce and go to like different Caribbean nations or African nations and, have a good time. And they're like, oh, I feel so much better over here. But at the same time, I'm just like, I like ice and napkins. I guess all I'm saying is like when we went to China, right? It was great seeing our family, but it was difficult for me because I really, there are certain things that are hard for me as an American to not be able to like just have at my disposal.
Like a squat toilet. You didn't like the squat toilet.
I was like, somebody stole the toilet.
I like squat.
So if somebody's come bring the regular toilet, I'm not like, you can't wear like boot cut pants over there. Because when you go to pee, it's gonna like touch the floor that people just squat and pee.
Well, you can't wear them if you're going to use a regular public bathroom. But if you're going into restaurant bathrooms and stuff, they have throne toilets.
Yeah, but then it says like, oh, these are for handicapped people. I'm like, I'm not handicapped. I want the toilet to meet my butt. Also, when we first got to China, I was like, somebody stole the toilet and where's the toilet paper? Because when you go into the bathroom, you got to grab your toilet paper. Like it's like communal toilet paper first.
It's a big roll.
Then you go, I was like, I don't know, y'all. I'm ready to go back home.
And yeah, and Idris has been to Jamaica twice.
Once, I remember.
Once. No, he didn't. He went once.
Well, we went to Aminoka. That wasn't in Jamaica when he was a baby.
I like Jamaica. The food was good.
Twice.
It's fine.
And then he went. And then he went when. How old were you? 7?
Yeah. I met a nice girl.
You met a nice girl.
Yes.
And I never saw her again, but it was cool.
Oh, okay. So my family is from Kingston, St. Anne's Bay, and Moko in Clarendon Parish.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
What else? What else do you want to talk about? Because this is your show now.
You can.
No, I'm saying like I've effectively run out of topics unless you want to talk about depressing things, which I don't really feel like doing right now.
Finger.
Well, the only depressing thing that I would talk about is I got a phone. I was actually on Facebook Messenger with a young man who I know. He was talking about a documentary he's working on. And in between that, he began to say some things that made me ask him if he was available for a phone call. And I asked him, does he think about suicide? And he said, yes.
No.
So we had to have some 45 minutes of talking and me having him.
Is this someone younger than me?
Someone who's probably in his late 30s. And it's just all coming in. It's all coming in. And it's the quarantine of COVID.
Yeah, it's affecting a lot of people.
He thought he was getting married to his live-in longtime partner, and now they're not.
Yeah,
and because of all this that's happening, it's not the time to sell the house and split the money and all the above. And he's just, I felt so sad for him, but because one of my friends, one of my close friends, her son committed suicide. I'm very
in tune to preventing that from
trying
happening.
to make sure. And I was saying to him, and you tell me whether this was a wise thing to say, but I said to him, please don't feel that you are like so very different right now, because these feelings are being shared by many, many people, and it's all complicated and compounded by being stuck inside. And your family doesn't live here and they live on the other side of the country. And I said, look, if it gets that bad, you may just have to take the risk and use the PPEs and get on a plane and go see your family. But we talked last week about how amazing for all of us the family Zoom call is, our weekly family Zoom call, where we get to stay in touch and we laugh and chastise.
And you act up.
Yep, that too.
And boss people around.
But
I like that
we're all on the call together, and it's planned and scheduled. And when someone's not there, it really is something that we, people have the respect to say, I can't come tonight because I have an appointment of such as, but almost always everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying again to everybody who's joining us, if you start to get those kinds of feelings and you start to feel very alone, don't keep that to yourself. Many, many, many people are feeling that. And the more we talk about it and the more we get each other through it, the healthier we are. And I also shared with him the websites, the
therapyforblackgirls.com.
therapyforblackgirls.com. And I also shared therapyforblackmen.org.
I had a conversation. I actually am a little tired because I saw like 50 people today.
What do you mean?
Like patients.
Oh, like telemedicine.
Right. So I saw, because August was really busy for me, and I just kind of waited till the last minute, like the last day. But so I saw all of them, and a couple of my patients were like, yo, they were like, I'm okay, but I'm in the house all the time. Like I'm in this facility all the time. Like we don't really have the structure is different. Their daily structure is different. So I talked to them about that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I'm not going to say never going to say suck it up. But I was like, a lot of people are in your same position, which was helpful. I mean, especially because these are people that have severe mental illness. And sometimes they feel very alienated because of their lot in life and where they're staying, So I was like, yes, I mean, basically we've already entered into yes, we're in a pandemic, but we're in the middle of a global epidemic of depression and anxiety. Let me answer a question. Yeah. So
Rimsky, Graves, Labat.
Dr. Imani, hi. What advice can you give my daughter, Sydney, M3 from Tulane Med by way of Xavier, and a 15 white coat? I don't know what that means, but I'll keep going. And in the middle of rotations, how can she balance all of this? Lots of tears this week. Okay, so first of all, let me just legit say that when I was in med school, I remember calling my friend Ian, who's also a doctor, Dr. Ian, and I was on my way. I think I was in the Wendy's drive-through or whatever. And I was like, listen, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. Like, this is ridiculous. I haven't slept in days. I feel terrible. And he was like, Imani's going to get better. And I was like, no, it's not going to get better. Damn it. But you know what? I finished. So here's what I would say. Med school sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, whether you're super smart or whether you're just trying to get by, it sucks. And sometimes, you just especially now, I feel for everybody in med school because it's a different landscape. Like, you heard they were graduating people early, in the beginning of the year, because the hospitals just needed doctors. And by then, yes, they had learned what they needed to know. But I mean, that's starting an internship, starting a residency is scary. And to start a residency in the middle of coronavirus, I would have just been like, I died. I'll let y'all know when I resurrect myself, because I'm not going in the hospital dealing with this. I'm just kidding. I would have totally gone. But anyway, my point is that it's hard. It sucks. Anything that you really, really want like that is very difficult. The best thing that I can really tell your daughter is that, there is a silver lining. She still has a lot of years to go, but kind of like how I'm always just goofy. That's really how I got through it all. I find the fun in things that most people don't really. I find the fun in kind of terrible situations. So quick story. So when you're a med student, a lot of times when you do certain rotations, like internal medicine or emergency medicine, at this hospital in Jersey I was at, they used to designate one of the med students, Dr. Dre. They called him Dr. Dre because when you do a digital rectal exam, or DRE, they would they would basically assign a med student to do like most of the digital rectal exams. And like side note, because like the population that was around that hospital were more so elderly, like the older men like really dug it. I didn't do any. I was like, oh, what? My fingers fell off. I'll be right back. And I just would bounce. Like, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm psychiatry. I don't touch people like that. So I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, quite honestly, it's very hard. But it gets better. It really does get better.
On top of that, just keep in mind that
and I called my mom too. I was like, this is stupid.
There are generations of people who have made it through. So don't be too hard on yourself.
I did it.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
And I was like, I'm mad smart. When I got to med school, I was like, this is, I was like, I gotta know all of this. I'm like, this is whack. But I mean, you'll like, I've never been to law school, but from what I understand in law school, like in med school, we can do retakes of exams. In law schools, you really have to like burn those 3 years. So in a way, I feel like med school kind of gives you an opportunity to like, you know, do better. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be a lawyer. For
Somebody asked earlier, do you still communicate with the folks from Atlanta?
From LA and Atlanta.
Yeah, LA and Atlanta.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, a little bit. I mean, quite honestly, like when we're on hiatus, let's say, like because the season's over. I mean, most people know I'm kind of like I'm just on my own thing. So, especially because we've been in the house, I've pretty much been with Idris and my mom the majority of the time. But also like I work a lot and stuff. So I mean, we'll talk on the phone or we'll chat and stuff, but there's
a lot of Instagram likes.
Yeah. There's, we'll communicate. I know Kendra just hit me up and she was like, oh, what's up with you? I will admit that I've been a little reticent to
go out.
I've been a little reticent to go out just because I do take care of a lot of patients. And also like, I don't want to get sick. So I know that like people are doing their best to social distance, but there are people at my hospital getting sick like day after day after day. And I can't, I don't even want to like live like that. I already have like an autoimmune disease, like fibromyalgia, and I don't want to like feel worse than that by getting COVID. So anyway, everyone has a urethra and 2 ureters. That's for you.
It's not for me.
Yes, it is. You said
I can ignore whatever I want.
No, you know what? All right.
Do you miss seeing patients one-on-one?
I still see patients one-on-one actually.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the 15whitecoats.org? I'm going to I can't.
Is that the length of the coat?
I mean, we had to wear short coats. And then when you were a doctor,
medium ones and then there's the long ones, right?
There's short coats and long ones.
Or there's no.
I think the medium ones are like for pharmacists, but I'm not a pharmacist, so it doesn't matter to me. What is it? 15 white coats?
15whitecoats.org.
Coats. The impact. I don't know what it is. I'm looking at it right now. There's a website.
Ballet is ballet isometric movements.
Okay. Yeah, that was from a long time ago. Oh, okay. This is these people. Look, it represents a group of medical students determined to reinforce positive imagery in schools around the world by continuing a legacy of resilience. So do you remember this picture? Back when it was like, oh, I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. I kind of was like not really cool with that in a way, because not everybody can be a doctor. Not everybody can be a lawyer. Not everybody can be like, what would be considered like a high powered, have a high powered career. And so when, I guess for me, it was like when people were like, oh, I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. I feel like we're all our ancestors' wildest dreams because we made it. Okay. I mean, because hold on, let's seriously think about this. If you're African-American, if you're Black in this country, you're mixed with, there's a white person in your history. Like, that's just how it happened. That's why you got the last name that you got, whatever. The fact that like we still turned out brown is amazing to me. So I guess all I'm saying is, yes, like yeah, I'm my ancestors' wildest dream, but like I don't really feel comfortable putting myself on a pedestal above other people who like also make the world like, you know, great for everybody else too.
I don't think this has anything
I think
to
it does.
do with being on a pedestal. Ancestors' wildest dreams. So you refer to those as a high what kind of job?
Like high powered career, let's
Okay,
say.
I would call it a skilled professional.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't mean higher or lower. It just means
Right.
a skilled professional.
But what I'm saying to you is that when after that term became kind of internet famous, let's say, and it gained traction, I saw a lot of people like basically saying like, oh, you know, like when people say Black excellence, what does that really mean? You know, sometimes like when I see Black excellence, honestly, I mostly see it in relation to people who are wealthy or rich. Yeah. And so I don't really feel comfortable
So when
saying
my grandson graduates from the 8th grade, I won't say that's Black excellence.
You can because you know what's behind it. But what I'm saying is when I'm online and I see other people like hashtagging Black excellence, a lot of times it is in it's a reaction to like, oh, like look at LeBron James, or oh, look at this person. Like Black excellence should be very inclusive, but a lot of times it's not.
Okay.
Like it's like when people like, oh, we were all kings and queens once. I'm like, actually, like, no, we weren't. Some people like we were all kings and queens, every single one of us. No, that doesn't make sense.
Well, let's pretend that people have aspirations.
Okay.
And it's an aspirational statement.
Okay.
Right. And I know for a fact that when I told my mother that I was not going to be a doctor, she had no use for me anymore.
When I told you that I was going to be a psychiatrist, you wanted to act up in the restaurant.
I wanted to squeeze your throat.
Okay, but now you want to tell all your friends, oh, it's my soul. And like, you know what Michael told me?
Because I'm proud
she told
of you
me
now.
Oh, Michael told me,
Because
hi, Michael. Michael told me that you were talking to this woman at that house, and she was like, oh, my daughter's a psychologist. And then and she said, and your mom was like, anyway, my daughter's a psychiatrist, so you need to fall back. That's true.
Well, that could be true.
See?
And it would have only been the case because if she was bragging. I don't, I'm not.
Yeah, but you flex though. I mean, high five for you.
Well, of course I flex. I'm the queen of flex. Get out of here. I got reason to flex.
What's your reasons? See, look what Alicia said. All jobs are important. See, the people working in the grocery stores became our heroes. That's true.
And that's what I've said.
But what I'm saying is online, it's like there are people that are just like, oh, are you this, that, and the third?
There are people online who display a certain degree of
idiocy.
Okay, well, whatever. But listen, most of us, for much of our lives, no matter how that income gets, for a long, long time, many of us were one paycheck away from having lights turned off, having no heat, having no gas to put in the car.
And some of these people be out here fronting.
Well, they need to stop fronting.
Well, I'm saying a lot of people be out here fronting, and I'm like,
no.
And I'm not talking about Black people. I'm talking about white people too. They be out here fronting.
But you're not talking about only Black people.
No. I'm saying I've encountered more white people who front hard. I'm like,
it's Hollywood.
I'm like, Bob, whatever. I don't even care.
Hollywood.
Okay. What am I looking forward to in the upcoming months? Oh, okay. You know what? Family meeting time, family announcement. Whose birthday's in 4 months? You know what? Let me tell you something. My birthday's in 4 months, and it's going to be really good because you know how old I'm going to be? I'm going to be 45. I'm going to be 45. All right. Whatever. Y'all don't care. They don't care. It's fine. I mean, it's whatever. I don't even care no more. I'm going to be 45, and I'm out here, and you know what? You not this again. That's right. December 30th. December 30th. I'm not 12/28. I'm December 30th.
Who put 12/28?
Brandon did, but it's okay. It's fine. Yup, they do be fronting till the lights go off. Exactly. Okay, so Oh, in 5 months you're gonna be 44. No, we're not all ignoring my birthday. My birthday is a super awesome day. Anyway, so I feel like, I feel like we've exhausted most of these topics, so we can just wrap this up. I hope that, all of y'all who, tried to watch the Brandy and Monica thing, I hope your eyelids stayed open.
Please keep Louisiana in your prayers. Lots of people have lost everything from Hurricane Laura.
Right.
Absolutely true.
They have.
That's another thing that had me up.
I talked to my dad this morning because I hit up my aunt. How does Adele? I actually hit up my friends too in New Orleans, and they were like, "Yeah, we're cool." My dad told me that it mostly hit St. Charles, like it was like Katrina over there.
Yeah, I was worried about family in New Orleans and family in Houston, and it went right through the middle, right between them.
Yeah.
But for those folks whose property got destroyed and people who died, it's so sad because they said most of the deaths had to do with carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, that's because they turn on generators and don't know that they have to remain outside. They need to
you
be
can't
ventilated.
Keep them in a garage.
That's carbon monoxide,
and it's odorless.
Yeah,
and then I'll just say it. One of the nice things about death by carbon monoxide poisoning is that you just go to sleep. Like it's not like it's just like, oh, I'm so tired. So that's at least nice, it's a silver lining. I try to see the silver lining.
Let's say that it's probably not traumatic.
It's not traumatic. Oof. Well, would you rather like die by choking on your own blood or going to sleep? Exactly. No, that's all I'm saying.
I'd rather not die right now.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about theoretically. Like I'm not trying to talk about you dying. I'm talking about like how would you rather go out?
I want to do that Upload thing. That show Upload.
Oh yeah, Upload is a good show.
I don't want to
Eternal FaceTime.
No, it's that show is really good. Okay,
I've seen it. And you know who stars in that? You know who that is? Andy Allo. Remember Andy? We introduced her to Prince.
That is Andy. Right. Oh, she cut her hair. Oh, she's good on it. Because I was like, who is this person? I honestly thought she was Asian. But yeah, that is Andy Allo.
She was a performer,
first of all, I found her first.
Yeah, you did. That's right.
I did.
And then you brought her
when I used to write. I used to be a music writer.
TV show, the Africa Channel, our network.
Yeah.
And then she performed on that, and we took her to one of the 21 Nights concerts at the Forum, and we introduced her to Prince.
Who loves all people who are the same complexion as him, and so they got along really well. We were going
over to his house in Bel Air for the
his
after
party house
for the after party, and then we brought her along, and he was smitten.
Yeah, because they're like the same color.
You know what? But not everybody who's that color was Prince trying to get.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is, as much as I love Prince, and I know that he did date, darker, different complected people later on in the 80s and in the 90s, he definitely was paper bag testing.
Well, this is in the 2000s, and Andy was who he was.
I like Andy. Like, what's up, Andy? I'm just saying, like he did have a pattern. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good evening. I'm going to go eat some gelato, and my mom's going to go home and go to sleep because she's been kind of irritable.
She's not going to go to sleep.
Idris, what are you doing?
He's having tea.
You know what? All right.
Bye, everybody.
Next
week it's going to be earlier.
Yeah, it'll be earlier.
And the sun will be shining.
Yeah, the sun will be out.
It puts me in a whole different mindset.
Yeah, like see how she was acting
when I'm staring into the dark.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Where's the end button? Here.